Way better. Okay, good to know. Thank you for that. Actually, I can't just so that we get going. I'm back on the microphone now. Okay, thank you for being on, JT.
My
I
pleasure.
have a few questions relating to buying and rolling up medical and health facilities. How would you
Okay.
approach these businesses to bring them on board with you?
Well,
Your
first of all,
first
sometimes
meet.
either if you have one and it's basically you build around that platform and then that one and you show them about how they're going to make more money with you coming together instead of a three exit or having a non sort of exitable business together, they can get that biggest exit they've ever had, which many doctors are trading time for money sometimes. So that's something they want. If you don't, they got to say, listen, we're going to take your name and we're going to build these clinics all under your name and your brand, and it's going to be your name. It's going to set up a legacy and then create a big exit and make impact. So part of it too is selling the vision. Doctors are a little hard to deal with, right? Sometimes they are very sort of opinionated and different ways to do things. So very strong personalities.
Okay, thank you for that. What size team and roles would you have on your team to do these roll-ups?
Well, you need someone to, at first to sort of farm them out, which could be you or somebody else, and then you need someone to do the due diligence and taxes and attorneys and paperwork and stuff like that. And then you need a bridge between yourself and somebody else to implement those ideas in the clinics.
The bridge is just fantastic. Thank you. How many of these businesses would you bring into a single roll-up before
It,
you complete the sale?
it depends because it's all about um, you know, it really depends on the EBITDA, right? So ultimately, we want to get to a 4 million in EBITDA so that we can exit for anywhere between 22 to 28. In America, would also be higher, um, and 10 million will get us $100 million exit. So that's the magic number, and we're talking about EBITDA here.
Perfect. Absolutely. Uh, so how many of these roll-up silos could you conceivably have running at any single time?
Well, but at first, when you start off, focus is more important than intelligence, right? You want to bridge that focus as quickly as possible because wherever you put your attention is, that's where the money's going to go. So we have to be really, 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 really focused, which is sometimes people have a hard time doing.
True enough. And what sort of time frame do you think that that would take, that first prototype, that focused one?
I mean, again, it is depending on what it is, what type of roll up, and how amiable is, how much integration to be to better, faster, more efficient. So, ideally, depends. If you're looking for 4 million, you're looking 2 to 3 years. If you're probably looking for 10, you're probably looking at 5 to 7.
Wow. People are going to find those numbers hard to comprehend really initially, aren't they? So that's where the sales
Well,
comes in.
yeah, yeah. I mean, nothing is easy in that concern. But yes, I see your point.
And where do you see the biggest problem, the biggest point of failure for an enterprise like this?
I see the biggest price of failure um, is probably people's inability to like understand everything there is to know about the industry and you know being like overthinking the whole thing. You know what I mean? So I think that's the big thing I see that people are are not understanding. They have this notion of like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, and they have to be more vertical thinker as opposed to horizontal thinkers.
Yes, I talk to people like that all the time. One final question that I think is so relevant for this, and that is, what do you think is the biggest fear point that the individual business owners feel when they are approached by someone like me?
Oh, fear, you steal my business, my name, ego gets into the way. Um, they've also probably been approached by other people too. So you sound like everybody else. So I think it's very important to understand what is it that they want and building something around it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, JT, for your time today. This has been wonderful.
Well, I look forward to doing some
Really
deals with you.
appreciate you.
I think you have a a great podcast that is really helping making people a difference in people's lives. And it's such an important topic out there as well. And here's the thing too: AI will replace some components of medical, but doctors are not there. So you're definitely on the right track. I'm excited to see how I can get involved and what the future will hold.
Thank you. And I love your tie, by the way. Great tie.
Thank you. Yours